Hello everybody and welcome back to another mech shop video, as you guys will know, considering you clicked on it. So what have I got to show you today, guys? Well, this is something really cool and something I've been working on for a good couple of weeks actually. It's probably one of the longest builds that I've actually had going in a long while, and that's simply because of the logistics of it. Like, I've never done it before, so I wanted to, you know, have a good crack at it and make sure I didn't fuck it up completely. But anyway guys, as you know, this orc army that I'm doing is a Dreadmob army, so obviously it needs dreadnoughts. So whilst the regular orc dreadnoughts are quite big and imposing, I wanted something a little bit bigger and a little bit more imposing. So I thought, naturally, the progression from a dreadnought would be a death dread, not a death dread. So you got Killer Can, you got Death Dread, then you've got Mega Dread. That's right, guys. So I decided that I would have a go at making my own Mega Dread. I was going to buy the Forge World one because it is very nice, but I thought to myself, well, I can save myself, you know, about 100 quid probably and make my own one. So guys, I have come up with this fella, and you can only see his legs because he's that tall. He doesn't fit in the frame properly. Let's just re-maneuver this. Look at this beast, guys. He's absolutely awesome, absolutely huge. Gave him a nice big base on there. I really need a turntable. That's something I need to buy later. I need to go on eBay and find myself a turntable. But yeah, guys, how awesome is this fella? Really cool. So he started off initially with quad legs, and whilst that was cool, it just didn't look big enough. It was only a little touch bigger than a Death Dread. And speaking of sizing, let me just bring in a Death Dread for you guys to have a look. Yep, that's the size difference. And then, here's the size difference when you put it next to a Killer Can. Look how fucking big he is, absolutely mental. So he had quad legs originally. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to just zoom in on his leggy legs. In fact, I'm going to put him back there, then I'm going to zoom in a little bit further because it's better lighting. There you get to see the rest of my messy desk, guys. There we go. It's much better lighting, isn't it? So these legs took me ages to work out, and I normally try and avoid at all costs making legs, because I just don't feel that I'm very good at it. I use a lot of plastic card tubing in these, and a lot of other like pistony bits and stuff that I actually had left over, and quite a few little bits of till rolls. Now, I was going to have him just standing upright on two legs, but after building this leg here, I was like, yeah, really can't be arsed going through that fiasco again. So I made do with this leg here. Now this leg, as you can see, is kind of actually standing up on this junk pile here. So it's kind of like bent that way, and that's because it's attached here, and it's at an angle, and it looked just like a knee. So I was like, why not have him having 1 foot on a big pile of scrap metal? The bit in the middle here is like just a till roll, basically, from what I had left over from the old Curry's days. And yeah, this bit is just cobbled together out of other little dreadnought bits, and because of the amount of dreads and killer cans that I've actually got, I had loads of spare bits to actually make this with. Loads of spare like panels and plates and bits of armour going all over. We've got some really cool like oil effects in the pistony bits. Let's move up to his actual weapons and his actual armaments. Now, you guys might have noticed that this Mega Dread actually lacks some close combat goodness, and really, there's no point giving him a close combat weapon because he's strength 10 anyway. Now, his attacks are going to be hit with wounding on like 2s because he's strength 10, and I was thinking to myself, what would make him really evil? So I asked Mr. Pidge, and he said, well, you can have 5 flame weapons on him. I was like, 5? Are you having a laugh? And if you do some jiggery pokery with the rules and some faffing about and some wrangling, you can actually get 5 flame weapons on here. So he's basically got 2 Super Scorchers, which is represented by this big cannon here from the Imperial Knight. It's got 2 barrels, so 1 Super Scorcher, 2 Super Scorchers, and then 3 regular Scorchers. Now the beauty of this, guys, is that if he gets assaulted, he can overwatch with every fucking flamer. So anything that pretty much wants to get him has to survive 3 flamers and 3 Scorchers and 2 Super Scorchers if they want to get up close and personal. Which, say a squad of 10 Space Marines charges, there's not going to be many left for this guy to actually go through at the end of it all, which is really cool, because obviously strength 10 close combat beast. He also has a 5+ invulnerable save, which is even cooler, so he's even more survivable. Now, I have opted for some rockets on the top, as you guys can see here. That is because I wanted to, maybe, you know, if I wanted to switch it up and give, say, yeah, he's got rockets, you know, instead of X amount of scorches or whatever, I could do, because rockets are always pretty good as well. Now, let's look at the actual construction of the torso. So, the construction of the torso is, if I turn it this way, you can see it a little bit better. It's actually a back of a dreadnought with the front plate of one of the old killer cans, the old metal ones on there, because I had it lying around. It's got the front faceplate of a Scorcher and the bottom gob of a Death Dread, with some added little bits on there to make it look a little bit more vicious and a little bit more killy. This arm here is actually, if you eagle eyes out there can spot it, it's actually a Forge Fiend or Mauler Fiend arm that I covered in armour plates and various other bits of gubbins, and it worked really well because it was already quite bulky, meaning I didn't have to do much filling out, and it also made it really structurally stable. Moving on to how he's connected to the legs. He's connected to the legs by a lot of random shit, to be honest. Loads of like, hatch ports and stuff. There's even a Tau drone in there, and there's like, if you can see right under there, guys, there's actually an oil barrel in there as well. You've got some cowling from like the shoulder pads from the Death Dreads and Killer Cans. The back bit goes up here. This is from a Sentinel, I think, and then we've got some random exhaust that I had lying around, and so on and so forth. Another really tricky thing of this was actually this side of the weapon armaments, because I thought to myself, stick a tyre on there, that'd be pretty cool, you know, well, why wouldn't an orc have a tyre? But then actually getting these 3 guns to stick to this side was a ball ache. This gun actually here was the most ball achy of them all, because it just wouldn't stay, so I had to get a load of green stuff, stuff it in the hole where I wanted to go, stick that in, take it out, re-glue it, and then I was left with a horrible green stuff mass, so I had to use like a foot of another Death Dread there just to cover up that little bit. But really, really cool, covered in loads of spikes and stuff like that. Looks really, really menacing, and he's going to be a really cool little centerpiece to my army. And do you know what? For the points, they're really worth it. I might even have another one, actually, another Burny one, or I might even have one that's just full of shooters, or full of fucking, I don't know, just a crazy, crazy amount of, like, I don't know, rockets or something. It's really, really cool. But yeah, guys, this has been the Death Dread. Please let me know what you think of this this Mega Dread model, and leave me a comment in the doobly-doo down below. Don't forget to like, favourite, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the Facebook page. Don't forget to share this as well if you've liked it. Don't forget to share it on the forums. Share it everywhere you can. And I will see you guys in the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. See you now, and goodbye.